Madam, boleh start ke? Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Azmina Hassan and I will be your moderator for today's session of Jendela Dunia, organized by PPSK Postgrad Club. So it is a great honor to have you here for today and also to have our speaker, Madam Nadia Shariani Muhammad Sharif, into sharing her expert opinion on today's topic, which titled as The Online Darkness, Risks and Threats. Okay. Hello and good afternoon, Doctor. Hello and good afternoon, Madam. Okay, how are you, Madam?
Amin to that. Alhamdulillah, thanks for having me. I'm fine.
Okay, we are glad to have you for today. So before we start, let me introduce and give a brief profile of our speaker, Madam Nadia Sharani. Okay, Madam Nadia is a lecturer at Management and Science University, carving a name for herself as a forensic criminologist. So she has been invited to provide her expert opinion in numerous talk shows and news articles. So her area of interest include juvenile delinquency, youth crime, and psychological assessment. So the purpose of this session is to highlight the risks and threats of the online, which can help us to prepare, plan, and control the potential negative consequences of online. So without taking any more of your time for today, let's have Madam Nadia Sharani to explain more details on today's topic, the online dark sites, risks and threats. So Madam Nadia?
All right, thank you so much, Azmina. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. Hi again, Assalamualaikum. I am Madam Nadia from Management Science University. So as already been introduced before, I'll be doing like a very casual, I would say, informal session on the topic which I'm supposed to be discussed, which is online dark side risks and also threats. Okay, so before we proceed to that, okay, allow me to share my screen. All right, is it in a full view? Is the screen in full view?
Yes, Madam.
All right, okay, let me know if it's not moving or if it's stuck. Okay, okay, so before I move forward, okay, so I just want to share a bit lah about my background, okay, because this is actually a very, I would say, a very honorable invitation because I'm actually invited as an alumni. So a little bit of my background, okay, so I'm actually a graduate both for my master degree as well as for my bachelor's degree in forensic science. And I was also a student from a beloved health science campus, Kebang Kerian. Okay, so it was actually very wonderful to be back again, okay, to share a bit on my expertise. Okay, so as actually been introduced by our lovely moderator today, my area is actually in criminology, and currently I'm actually working as one of the academician in one of the higher institutions in Malaysia lah. All right. So this is actually just a bit of snippets, okay, about the work that I'll be already working on. Okay, so during my master degree, I interviewed juveniles and also prisoners, okay, of different or various types of crime. Okay, so a little bit on criminology a bit, yeah. So in my aspect, in my field of study, okay, basically what we do is actually we study about the criminal behavior, okay, the risk factors, the reasons why they involve in crime. Okay, so based on this information, we collected it, we gather it, okay, for the sake of crime prevention. So what we can actually, how we can actually convey this information to the public so that the public will stay safe or at least reduce the risk of becoming victims in the future. Okay, so that is actually basically what my area is actually all about. Okay, so it also is actually one branches of forensic science. Okay, so I believe we also have other forensic science friends here, okay, but maybe they are actually more analysis, chemical analysis, DNA profilings. Okay, so but mine is actually more on interviewing the criminals as well as the victims. All right, so which bring us to the our topic today. Okay, so since my previous work is actually more on the conventional crime, whereby it's actually involving typical type of crime where criminals and also victims have a face-to-face encounter. Okay? So they're actually being hurt, they are being injured, or worse, they're actually being killed. All right, so we are actually, my team and I, okay, as well as my supervisor, okay, we interviewed these criminals, okay, asking them the reasons why they do it, motives, how they do it. Okay, it's actually a very interesting area because this is actually the part where we gather knowledge from the first-hand offender, okay, rather than we read it from secondary sources like newspapers. All right, so this is actually where we have the first-hand information. So for example, like last time when we had an interview with burglars in Kelantan, prisoners in Pangkalan Chapter prison. So one of the technique that they use is actually using a Chinese chopstick. So it is actually very, it's actually very intriguing. It's actually very, it's spark our interest. Like, how can you actually, break it into other people's house using a Chinese chopstick, plastic chopstick. So, we thought might be using a more advanced technique, like I don't know, maybe some high advanced mechanical skills or whatnot. Okay, but it's just using a Chinese plastic chopsticks. Okay, they managed to break into other people's house. As simple as, okay, you take the Chinese plastic chopstick. Okay, you uh, burn it, okay, or heat it using a lighter. Okay, a simple lighter that we use for smoking. Okay, once it's actually melting, okay, you put it into the what we call the padlock. Okay, so no matter how thick your padlock, okay, how much you are actually spending on the padlock, this technique is actually feasible. It's actually working. Okay, and we also tested it, and it's actually working even for people who have, people we consider as an amateur or a least skills lah. All right. So once your chopstick is actually melting, okay, you put it in the padlock. So it will take some time for plastic to harden, isn't it? Okay, so once it's actually hardened, it will take up the pattern of the padlock. Okay, so it will serve as a key. Then after it's already hardened, you unplug it. So that's actually the simplest way how we can actually, the simplest way how criminals, okay, can actually break into other people's house. All right. So meaning to say that, okay, when we get this kind of information, we can actually use it, okay, to advise the public what can you do, what can you not do, okay, to reduce the risk of becoming a target or vulnerable victims of burglary, for example. Okay, so in this current area, especially when we are actually being hit by pandemic, right? Okay, so most of us actually stays in, okay, and we shift into the online interaction. Okay, so there's actually less face-to-face encounter and also face-to-face social interaction. So most of our actually daily lives, communication, what are we doing, basically our work, our studies, okay, we have to use internet, right? So even when I actually observe my students from using laptop nowadays, they are actually going everywhere with their Padlet or their tabs. Okay, so which is actually convenient in some ways. Okay, but if you're not aware, okay, how to use these gadgets or this technology properly, you may be exposed to certain risks of becoming a victim. All right. So post the pandemic, now we are actually in the endemic time. I think somehow like what we are doing now, we have a meeting and we have a webinars, right? So it's actually very convenient. Okay, but in a way, how we actually use our gadgets and technology, like I said, okay, it can actually give us, the most advantage, or it can also put us to certain risks or certain disadvantages. All right, so which bring us to the cybercrime. Okay, so as we can see, the statistics from 2020 up to recent, as in 2022. Okay, we can see there's actually a very low rate of conventional crime, as in burglary, murder. Okay, so the typical type of crime, or what we call conventional crime, is actually reduced, which is actually very great. okay, our official statistics of crime is actually reduced, means that we are safe. But is it? Okay, since our interaction is actually shifted online, so meaning to say, okay, most activities and often interaction is actually going online. So does the criminals. Okay, so because they see, okay, since we are actually shifting online, so this platform, okay, they will study it, okay, how we use it, okay, and find the loopholes and also how to create opportunity, okay, to make a person to be vulnerable, okay, to be a target of scam, for example, maybe a target of harassment, maybe a target of fake news, okay, maybe a target of trolling, okay, damaging other people's reputation. Okay, so that's why we can see, okay, nowadays, okay, we have a lot of issues or social issues, okay, related to social media, okay, fake news, for example, in which we had the fake news, anti-fake news act. Okay, it's invisible, but it's actually more on the psychological aspects, whereby, okay, if it is not untreated, if it's not treated, okay, the consequences can actually be long term. Okay, so that's why we heard a lot of cases of suicide, okay, a lot of cases of okay, mean to say this type of cybercrime, okay, if there's absence of internet or current technology, okay, it cannot be done. For example, like we have malware, hacking, spamming, okay, phishing. Okay, so those are actually the type of crime, okay, cybercrime, which needs internet to be conducted. Okay, so from this typology, we know at least at certain degree, okay, how this cybercrime is actually being committed, what it needs, okay, but it doesn't actually reflect what actually the motives, okay, what is actually the motive, the reasons, okay, and of course, based on this type of cybercrime, okay, they have always different reasons, okay, why they committed it, okay, and also modus operandi, different modus operandi, okay, because as we can see, with the current technology, okay, the current development of technology, so even the way how the crime is actually being committed can actually change in one night, okay, so it's actually a challenge for the forensic itself, for forensic discipline itself, okay, especially in terms of gathering hard evidence, for investigation, as well as to catch the criminal, okay, because of the change of the tactic, okay. So like nowadays, right, we can hear a lot of scam tactics. It's actually latest scam tactic is actually being shared, okay, by PDRM and other relevant authorities. Another type is actually content related crime, okay. So I think this one is actually more common to us, which we can actually observe in social medias, especially like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, okay, where it is actually involving pornography, okay, fake news, okay, harassing, okay, anything is actually related to content, okay. So this is actually how cyber crime can actually be classified, okay, in order for us to understand, okay, how these cybercrime offenses actually differ from each other. Okay, so just I want just like what to do a quick survey. Okay, what do you do online? How long do you spend time online? You can actually scan the QR code. Okay, enter the code. Okay, and just just drop down your feedback. Anyone? Okay, let me share a screen. Wait a minute, yeah. Okay, did anyone submit a feedback? Is the code working? I wonder.
Wait, wait, madam. I'm
Okay.
trying.
Is it working?
Uh, I'm sorry, let me try first. The code is 5 2
35152518.
Okay, it is working.
Okay.
It online. So, slash.
Okay, let's see here what we find. A minute. Okay, wait. Eh. Sini pula. Okay, did you see this? Okay, just sharing with you the one that am I projecting the correct view? I wonder. Am I projecting the correct screen?
It is not
The
like
feedback.
full screen for, yeah.
Okay, all right. So, okay, most of people actually online. Okay, they do. Okay, they visit for social media, connecting with people, looking at current issues. Okay, that's good. Okay, looking for information. That's actually basically what we do. Study. Okay, googling. All right. So basically, it's actually for study purpose. Right. Connecting with people through social media for interaction. Okay, social. Okay, basically for social activities lah.
Okay.
Okay, so right, we have lots of the social medias nowadays come with a very interesting and also alluring features where you can actually share reels, you can share stories, okay, rather than just sharing photos. Okay, and it's actually becoming competitive, I would say, that you have to, you have to come with a very more interesting content. Okay, but that's actually very, that's actually what we do lah. Okay, normally, but knowing to saying being said that, okay, from our activities, okay, sometimes we are unaware that who is actually looking at our posts, who is actually following our activities online. Okay, so that's actually how at certain point, okay, it actually exposes to certain degree of risk, whether it's actually cyberbullying and whether it's actually scam or identity theft. Okay, so this is actually the risk and also the dark side of the online platform that we're actually using nowadays. So it's actually very good, okay, if we can actually aware of all these risks, okay, and also reduce, okay, our vulnerabilities and also reduce the opportunities, okay, of becoming victim. Okay, so just like I would just like to bring you, okay, to capture the current incident, okay, of cybercrime threats, okay, in Malaysia. Okay, so the statistic that I'm sharing here, this is actually up to May 2022, okay, as reported by MySIT. Okay, so as you can see, a total of 3,057 cases, okay, being reported within these 5 months, only for this year, not to compare cases from previous year. Okay, and most of the cases is actually cases of fraud. Okay, so this includes scams. Okay, so since recently we have 6.6 sale kan. Next month we are going to have 7.7 sale, and then the following month is we are going to have 8.8 sale, 9.9 sale, 10.10 sale, 11.11 sale. Okay, so how we use, how safe are we, okay, in using all this, how to say, all these, uh, internet availability in shopping, for example, online banking. Okay, if you're not careful, okay, we can actually fall to the trap of scam and also fraud. Okay, I'm not having this talk to scare you off, okay, or run away from using gadget and also technology, but it's actually very good for you to be aware of, okay, about what we're actually facing, okay, nowadays. Okay, because, okay, if you're, for example, if you're looking to scam, okay, depends on type of scam. For example, we have love scam, we have fraud scam, we have pilgrimage scam. Okay, different type of scam actually use different type of modus operandi. Okay, but if we can actually to sum it up, okay, basically the tactics that they use, okay, in scam, for example, is visceral influence. Okay, or in it can also be referred to influence by the close members or acquaintances, okay, in a case of scam lah, and also fraud. Okay, social engineering attack. Okay, so like social engineering attack, okay, it refers to using the human or the user's weaknesses, okay, to make a mistake, okay, and thus creating an opportunity for fraud and also scam. For example, okay, you are actually given or you receive a message, okay, to click on link. I think recently I always get a SMS, okay, about a job opportunity. The message is sounds like, hi, I'm a CEO from say Shopee. I'm actually hiring a job, something. Okay, please click to this link. Okay, if you're interested to join us, the salary will be between this range. Okay, so it's actually very how to say, very eye-catching, okay, in terms of the salary figures, okay, and they will provide a link. So once you click to the link, okay, so that is actually how how it actually targets, okay, the individual's weaknesses, okay, in making a mistake and subsequently, okay, creating opportunity of becoming a victim of scam, okay, malware attack, even phishing, okay, and also other type of cyber crimes. Okay, so that's actually how this system, okay, can actually get your personal or sensitive information, okay, for other types of cybercrime. Okay, so mirroring effect in the scam is actually some of the most common tactics. For example, like finding common interests. So say Azmina here maybe is actually what do you like, Azmina? Anything in particular?
What, I'm sorry, madam, what do you mean? What?
I mean, do you have any hobby, for example?
Hobby actually cooking.
Oh, cooking. Okay, say Azmina likes cooking. So, I as a scammer, okay, I approach Azmina. Hey, Azmina, I'm actually selling this. This will be good, for you to, test your some new recipe. Okay, I will just sell to you at very cheap price, for example. So that's actually how we call mirroring effect. What is
Mm.
actually your preferences? What is actually your interest? Okay, so these scammers, okay, they will tally their technique or design their technique or approach, okay, according to your preferences. So you will feel like as if like we have a common interest. So that's how the conversation will start, okay, and progress. Before they lure you into, providing you sensitive information like your bank account, or perhaps your IC number and whatever information that's actually needed lah, okay, for them to get your money, okay, and for other benefits. Okay, evoking benevolence is actually like triggering into other individuals, okay, in doing goods. Okay, so for example, maybe you receive a maybe you are someone who like to to give sedekah or infak. Okay, so maybe that is actually sometimes in your how to say in your browser, okay, they can actually get they have like